The World Food Programme says 1 in 3 people in Gaza are not eating for days. Gaza's health ministry says at least 115 people have starved to death since Israel started its war in Gaza. Most have died since March, when Israel reimposed its total blockade on the Strip. Let's go to Tarek Abouazoum. He joins us now live from Deir al-Balah in central Gaza. How urgent would you say, Tarek, is the need for food inside the Strip right now?
Well, Malene, there is completely an utter sense that the situation in Gaza has reached a very critical point. We can see that malnutrition is unmistakably rampant across Gaza, specifically among children under the age of 5. And recently we started to see visible signs of malnutrition on elderly people and men and women on the ground, which could indicate the complexity of the humanitarian situation at the moment. Gaza is in a very desperate need, at least for 500 aid trucks to access the Strip safely, transparently, and could be distributed to people in need throughout the old mechanism run by the United Nations through its over 400 aid centers that have been deployed across the entire territory. But what started to be extremely very difficult to comprehend is that stories of malnutrition started to mount recently in a very massive manner, and the statistics are worsening as well. I have been speaking since the early hours of this morning with civilians on the ground to get a sense of their frustration and how they are specifically coping with this ongoing crisis. I've been told by a mother who has lost her husband recently in an airstrike, saying that after the death of her husband, she is struggling to feed her 4 children, and she's decided today to go to the notorious Gaza Humanitarian Foundation in order to get food supplies in light of the recent dedication from the notorious Gaza Humanitarian Foundation to allocate a specific day for women in order to get food supplies from the city of Rafah. It means that she will walk over 20 kilometers in order to get a sack of flour or a box of food with a very low nutritional value. And this is one of hundreds of untold stories in Gaza. I've been told by another man saying that he has not eaten in 2 days, and now he's storing for anybody that can help him in order to get at least some loaves of bread. But the entire crisis is crushing everyone in Gaza, including the privileged communities here in the territory. The Israeli current operations in Gaza are destroying businesses, properties, and civilian infrastructure, leaving everyone on the ground fend for himself in order to get any kind of food to survive on. And this has been one of the worst scenarios that Gaza is at the moment facing.
Tarek, you talked there about the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. How much of the suffering in Gaza right now can be attributed to the notorious GHF, which is, of course, the Israeli-backed organization controlling all aid distribution in Gaza right now?
Well, Mani, let's make it pretty much clear for our viewers that since the early beginning of the Foundation's operations here in Gaza, it failed comprehensively to meet the wide-scale demands of Gaza's population, and it has been a reflection of the current aid mechanism run by this notorious foundation that has received an unwavering American and Israeli support, and it has been viewed by Palestinians as a new foundation that is militarizing humanitarian spaces. And people on the ground continue to be reported killed in these areas on a daily basis. We're talking about over 800 Palestinians have been killed and injured since this foundation started its operations in Gaza. And recently we can see that the foundation itself has been spreading some sort of baseless claims against some prominent UN agencies in Gaza, as we have seen in the last video shared by its spokesperson, trying to undermine the significant role of these foundations that considered to be the backbone of all humanitarian operations in the territory.
Tarek Abouazoum reporting there from Deir al-Balah. Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.